If you watched us make a vampire on Patreon, then you know what's coming next. And you may know what came last, which happened to be the fact that we made a vampire. Our little boy Kaz lost his life. Had he set out... oh, yeah, man, his timeline is rough.
Yeah.
It's been a wild 24 hours.
We're going to do a little bit of a catch-up for everybody. Moira, we'll get to Kaz last, because that's probably the best. in once you look at the whole thing. Moira lost the man that she called father and father. She was given a battle axe, and he said, go live your life. She made her way to the nearest big port and immediately got sent to the brig of an Imperial ship. Trinda.
That's me.
Orphan raised. Orphan ran. Helped a little community of struggling little village. They got by, right? They did their best. A little entertainer with a song in her heart and a sling in her step and a coin in her purse.
And a coin in my purse.
Plug it in, plug it in.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
That's solid. Came back to seeing that the Skyreach Dominion had finally made their way to her town, and they were looking to turn it into a resource and a fortress in the center of this kingdom. She didn't like that. Did her best to get everyone to get out. However, they didn't like that, so they gave her a choice. Hey, we'll kill everybody, or kill people you know, or you can work for us.
Okay.
She said, oh, fine. Off to the port town she goes to become a swabby on an Imperial cruiser. That leaves with Zeris. From war in the Nine Hells to a beautiful druid enclave, a haven inside a deep forest where some bad times were coming because the Empire was on their way to root them out because they wanted their forest and their resources. So in with a little crack squad to figure out what the heck was going on, and ran into a captain who was also part of a cult who was hunting down specifically refugees and runaways from the Nine Hells War. Taking place in the third hell, for those of you paying attention. Finally, Kaz. Lap of luxury, golden spoon, with a silver fork. Raised happy, raised noble. Mom was a bit of a lush. And Dad, real nice guy.
Yeah. Did his best.
He just pretty good.
He really tried.
But Kaz had to get out there, and so he was fully supportive. We gave him what he could. Found him passage on a ship. Happened to be another Imperial cruiser because he was a part of an oligarchy that is managed by the Empire. On Kaz goes. He renounces his name because he falls into a trap set up by the captain that also caught Zeris. And lo and behold, we have 3 party members now in prison inside this large battle cruiser and a swabby on the deck. Our crew found a way to get out, but oh no, pirates. Pirates show up. They meet Biggs and Wedge. Biggs and Wedge are on a mission to find a thing, which happens to be a key. Or part of a key, so we discovered. They made their way to the captain's quarters. They beat up sailors on the way. Got to the captain's quarters, found a key hidden underneath a map table. And then a duel of captains happened on a chain that was connected to a ballista bolt that was used as the getaway vehicle. 2 of our party members easily breezed across the chain, while the other 2 struggled their way across. But in comes Captain Duskthorn to find Captain Luteris, throwing hands and swords and steel and teeth. In a, hey, we're getting out of here, Biggs, throw the switch. Kaz met his death.
No.
On the deck of the ship, as they reel in what would now be a soaking wet Moira full of seawater, gets drug up to the top of the deck. Standing there holding Kaz by the nape of his collar is Captain Duskthorn. And he says, hey, can I? And she says, you better. So off his mask comes, out the fangs go, and into the neck they went. The next day, the crew slept for almost 24 hours, leading into the evening or the night of the next day. And when they wake up from their bunks, here's a pile of grave dirt. In the pile of grave dirt is our good boy Kaz, who is now a vampire spawn.
Kazpire.
So in a couple days, Kaz went from I'm gonna go live my life to my life is over to I'm living a weird life now.
It's usually the way it goes.
Man, preach, man. Preach.
Man.
This is your typical early 20s.
Typical
20-year-old.
Just finding yourself.
You gotta figure yourself out.
I don't know, T. It's like the regularness of everyday life.
It's just too much for me to handle.
There's a little party discourse going on. Moira is feeling guilty for having basically been the reason he got turned. Kaz is dealing with the fact that he's a vampire now, internally and externally. Xeris is like doing his best to keep everyone together, but at the same time also trying to tell the vampire who didn't want to be told what to, or the kid who didn't want to be told what to do, who's now a vampire who's going to be told what to do, don't worry about it. I'm trying to tell you what to do. And then finally, Trinda is like, hey, we have leverage. We should use it. Kaz had just stormed out of the room, and he was on his way to go talk to Captain Dustthorn upon his request.
Absolutely. I need answers. Super pressed. I don't know. Freaking, what's the night scene like? Tell me about the stars right now.
As you walk out onto the deck, the mist itself is starting to dissipate.
Right.
Which the ship sails with a very heavy mist around it. Incredibly heavy. But it's night, so it starts to dissipate. And you notice that a lot of the crewmen suddenly start showing up.
Oh. Okay.
But as you hit the mahogany boards, these beautiful, rich red mahogany boards of the DawnSetter ship, there's a carpet roll or a red roll, not a red roll, it's like a black roll and black and ornate golden thread woven through the roll from the steps of the deck down the hallway, down back to the captain's quarters. There's a switchback set of stairs, so you guys are in it's a 2-level ship with a cargo bay underneath, so not super big. And it's about a brigantine size. And so as you walk out of your room, there's a hallway. You turn up the hallway, you come up the steps and turn right, and it leads you to the galley area. The galley's open enough. It's an open kitchen. Got pots stewing. They're slicing up some veggies. Some of the crew are there getting their morning dues. Morning dues in heavy quotes for those of you who can't see me. And the wood feels firm. It feels well traveled. This is a very experienced ship. Not to say it's old, it's just well worked. Well taken care of, but well worked. The tables themselves that people are sitting at have a bit of a rustic look to them. They're mismatched benches, mismatched chairs. Some people are sitting on a barrel. It's very much the pirate's life for me, as opposed to the very uniform galley of the battlecruiser. They do have a large set of stairs that lead down to the galley area, which then would lead you down to the cargo bay, down to the armament area, or down to the boarding basically the bunkhouses, the bunks themselves. Up the stairs you go and down to the deck line. And on the deck, crew is starting to rig. They're pulling lines. They're unfurling the sails, or they're taking them into half mast, or settling in the lines for an active voyage. And up above your sight, up above your eye line, you can follow your eye line to a set of stars you've never seen before. Constellations that feel like they're flickering brighter than you've ever seen. Because even though the world has flipped faster than you ever expected it to, they're your stars. It's the first time he's ever seen that.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to go home. Doesn't have to really do what he's told by anyone else, except for the fact and that immediate click of something has dominion over me.
Yeah, woof.
Which is also a deeper pressure than you've ever felt, because you can feel it, not just like there's the sense of, oh, I'm gonna do what I want, right? When your parents have dominion over you, this thing has control over you. And in the deepest definition of the word control, your will in this sense means nothing, as far as Xeris has told you and as far as you understand it.
Yeah.
And as you're looking at the stars that looked so bright for a minute, everything feels like it's gray again. And so the helmsman is at the keel or is at the helm above you on the deck behind you, and it's spinning accordingly. As you come up the stairs, the deck captain's quarters is immediately to your right. As you look to your right, you can see the doors the large door that would take you to the captain's quarters. And there's a single purple lantern hanging on the outside that has a purple flame inside.
I was gonna say, the light coming from it is purple, far out. Well, sheesh. Okay, that's the door. It's just open the door.
Nope.
Okay, so that was the thing that I was thinking about as you were talking. Where I was like, I don't know, wouldn't it be funny if I just tried to storm in there and
Yeah.
I can't do it? So we'll see if that happens. I do just want to walk right in.
You throw the door open and you take one step forward and you slam against a wall and get thrown to the ground.
Oh, geez, but inside.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Well, geez, Louise.
And
wall.
yeah, as you crank your neck and look up, there's nothing there. But you can see the captain sitting inside at his desk, molding over papers.
So I'm inside.
No.
No. Okay. See, that's
You were
what
knocked outside.
which is hilarious. Okay. I don't know that I'd get it. I'd try it again.
Get up, immediately try it again. Your foot attempts to cross the threshold, slam into a wall, and you get knocked back. And you hear the deckhands laughing at you.
Damn.
Yeah, they're just chuckling.
I mean, yeah, because it's true. I would just want to storm in there, especially if I saw him. So I guess I'll just walk to the threshold and just like, permission to enter, sir.
Granted.
What was that? What is any of this?
And you storm right through and nothing happens.
With your new laden life, you have no choice in the matter but to be greeted before you enter anyone's home.
You're kidding.
Why would I kid about a subject so serious?
Yeah, it's super serious. I have. Sorry. Let's try it this way. You requested me.
He hasn't even
Yes.
looked up.
Of course he has.
But his mask is on still.
Yeah.
And you finally get a good look at it. It's bolted, like it is adhered to his face. Except for the two latches that look like fangs on his mask that he pressed earlier to unlatch them, which you never saw. But no, you did when he used his shout on top of the chains.
Yeah.
He pressed it and ripped it off, but his face was very contorted at that point. Anyway, he presses the fangs in on the mask and it comes right off. But currently, it's just on his head.
Crazy.
Thank you for adhering to my letter. I assume you got it.
Yeah, and I'm just really confused. There's a lot I don't know.
Well, let's start with the obvious questions. What would you like to ask? Take a seat, for God's sake.
And it's true, I do, like, shakily. Yeah, I need to take a seat. I mean, I guess just... I don't know. I'm at a loss for words. What is this, like... So I just can't go in the sun anymore, apparently.
No.
Yeah?
No sun, no running water.
Running what? Okay. Yeah, I tried to drink some water earlier on accident. I guess that makes sense.
It'll have quite the effect. Doesn't taste like it used to.
No, it didn't.
On top of that, you may feel more yourself at night.
Okay. Sir, if I may, I don't, is there like...
With a heavy exhale, steam, like smoke comes out of his mask.
Sorry, what was that?
Continue.
No, I got distracted for a second. Are you smoking?
This freaking kid.
And he shoves in the fangs, and you watch his mask unhinge. It unlatches itself by like the markings of teeth, of very predatorial teeth, are ingrained on his mask, and you see them like unlatch from each other. So he lifts it up and pulls it back, and he stretches his mouth a little bit, then sets his mask down. And as he starts talking to you again, you notice that there's just black smoke coming out of his mouth. Wow.
I suppose you deserve to see what your master looks like.
So okay, that word, not my favorite word. Let's talk about that. Like what does that mean? What does that entail? Like
Silence.
I don't know.
That's what it means. It means if I tell you to lay down, and then Kaz hits the dirt. It means if I tell you to climb to the ceiling, and then a spider climbs his way up.
Wow. Sorry,
Yeah, you're fine.
Just,
You're good.
geez,
You're good.
This is crazy. Okay.
Go ahead and resume your acts of resting. And you can feel him. You can feel it, like, release your will. It's almost as if something vices against your soul and forces your body to do something, and then it lets go. That's what I mean. When I say master, I don't hold my will over you. I have my will over you. There's a difference.
This is horrifying. Do I need to so what? Like, how long does this last for? Not vampirism, obviously. That's forever, I guess. But like, what? Like,
It's a little more complicated than that, but let me try to explain.
Yes, please.
You see, Casimir, and you have no last name. Fascinating.
No, I don't. No, I don't. You're right.
In your recesses of your mind, it's been etched out, as if by a will of someone's own.
That's true.
Well, from now on, you're Casimir Duskthorn.
He has a cool last name, too.
What the hell?
What the heck, guys?
So I take your name now.
It's probably the easiest course of action. For the time being.
Understood.
When I say master, it's because you are my spawn, not my child. Some of my fellow lords see it that way. I call you what you are, a vampire spawn. A fledgling, a nothing compared to me. I am an Umbral Lord. Don't forget it.
Okay.
But let me...
Yeah. Sorry, I'm learning a lot of new words here. So, like, yeah, I guess I won't forget that one. Okay.
Let us continue. Like I said, it can be complicated. While you are not a true vampire until you either fulfill my will or suck my own blood.
Okay.
And then you'll have your will to yourself again.
I mean, the first one sounds way easier. Do you just need me to, like, run an errand for you? Like, how, fulfill your will, like, for how long? Like, what?
That would be something we have to discuss in a deeper setting. For now, let's just get you straightened out, shall we?
Sure, yeah, let's...
This entire time
yeah,
as
we
he's
can
talking-
reschedule, yeah.
The entire time he's talking, this charcoal black smoke keeps falling out of his mouth. Just
Crazy.
like out of the sides as he whispers and hisses. And
He's a spooky guy. I'm scared of him. I think it is genuinely, like, beyond just, respect and,
Yeah.
I mean, telling me what to do, I think it is a genuine, just fear.
just raw
Just a
fear.
scary guy.
I don't feed like other lords. I choose not to. That's what the mask is for and what it represents. And why I billow this way.
So what do you eat, then?
I don't.
Whatever?
No.
Does that drive you crazy?
Yes.
Yeah, it would drive me crazy. So what do I do to eat?
Blood.
Okay, but you don't need that. How does that
No.
work?
It means I suffer greatly. But it means I hold what I like to believe is the specks of my soul. The last sparks that I want to lie to myself still exist, but in the end of the day, it's darkness, and hence the billows of smoke falling out of my mouth. You, however, must feed on blood to satiate yourself or fall to its lust.
Yeah, I'm not in the mood to fall to any lust. So let's. Yeah. Okay. So like, what? Just people, or could it be not people? Like, yeah.
You can find blood from any creature you wish. But as a vampire, you have certain tools at your disposal that can help you do that. One of them being charisma. Some people find us hard to resist.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I think. I don't know. At least what I heard about vampires one time. But like, I don't know. I think I'm also kind of charismatic, maybe. So like, maybe it's like both.
Noted.
What a doofus. Okay, sorry.
I love him.
Okay.
He sits back for a second and just. And then you see him inhale, but you can see it's painful. And he lets out a heavy exhale as it just comes out and drags. And coats the ground. I can withhold it when I need to, but it is quite the sight.
It seems like it take like a lot of like concentration and stuff.
It does. I'm sorry I let you die originally.
Oh, did you let me? Like, I don't know. I think just there was a lot happening. I'm having a hard time remembering.
Had I been my full self and fed, I may have been able to save you and your friend more effectively.
Huh.
Biggs informed me that you are worth saving.
I don't think he has a lot to say to that. I think he's like a little taken aback. Like, yeah.
He might denote a certain appearance, but Biggs has quite the insight on people, regardless of his bumbling nature.
So, if I may, what, like, where are we headed now? And, like, what am I going to have to do before we want to do that? Because, like, I don't know, I've got some new friends, but, like, I just don't even know.
There is my will.
Now, so.
There is my will that I will ask you to either complete or denounce, and it will be your choice.
Uh-huh.
This crew is sailing to die.
To die?
To die.
But wait, hold on. Like, aren't we undead? Or, I guess that's not all the crew? I'm confused.
All of us are sailing to die. There is a tower at the center of Dante's cross that we wish to ascend, and with the key that we found, unlock a box that is still at large, and with that box, bring on our retribution, and with it, a shot at dismantling the Empire. But it demands a sacrifice, so why not a horde of undead?
So everyone's gonna die? Like, am I gonna die too? Like,
this is my will that you may embrace or denounce. If you want to complete my will, it would be to die alongside me. If you wish to denounce it, help me achieve, and I will give you your will back before our final moments.
listen, that's pretty heavy. Do I have to decide right now?
We have a lot of sailing to do before then. You have
Okay,
plenty of
thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
He grabs his
Jeez.
mask and slots it back into place, flicks the fangs, and you see all the teeth go.
You're dismissed.
Thank you for explaining some of this to me. I feel like I still have lots of questions. When can I come back, I guess? Like, is that
When the
whenever?
lantern is lit, you may ask for entrance.
Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. Yeah, totally. Yeah, thanks for answering these questions, I guess.
Get out.
You immediately go,
Yeah.
and you just hustle your way out, and then you feel it release as the door closes behind you. And then the lantern goes dim.
Dang. horrifying. My guy is not well. I definitely just want to go freaking. I just want to go out on the deck and try and be alone somewhere.
And you scroll your way up into like the star or the port side with a bunch of rope that's kind of coiled up amongst some boxes and crates. And you find a spot to kind of be by yourself, even though the crew's actively running the ship. It's a little bit of like I'm alone in a crowd.
Right.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, back at the quarters, Kaz had just stormed off. And you were left with Moira, Xeris, and Trinda, who are all kind of on the same page of what feels like you guys need to do, but I'll leave that to you all, not me.
What do we feel like we need to do?
Well, staying alive is always a good place to start.
Should we figure out what this does?
I think what Trinda has said may be the truth, that we may need to use that as some sort of bartering tool until we reach the next port, and then maybe there we can exit this ship and be on our various ways.
Although if they keep having this good grub and these comfy beds, I mean,
You could stay a swabby, I suppose.
they're not making me swabby here.
Well, it
So far,
hasn't been long.
So good.
Can I roll an insight on the box? Or
Yeah.
I don't know. Insight's probably not the right one. Investigation.
Investigate.
It's a 3, so probably not much.
You investigate it to the same means you've already known. It's an
so-
obsidian black box. It's very shiny.
Does it look like it has... There's no holes? It's just cube?
Nope, just cube.
Can I take a look?
Yeah.
Can I do, like, I don't know, religion?
Go ahead.
Pray to the black box.
12.
12?
12.
In a religion check, it does show off that one of the symbols you recognize.
Okay.
And the symbol on it is actually the middle of the symbol, like that crest in the middle. As you look at it, it refracts and reflects. And it looks like it's a combination of Selene's symbol and Solara's symbol.
Okay.
You kind of had to catch it in the right light to see it.
Oh, how did I miss that?
Investigating the box instead of like...
That's fair.
Because, it seemed more like you were looking for it. Like, what does this box do? Like, how do you open it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, we aren't sure that they don't already know that you are in possession of this box.
Possibly.
And a lack of acknowledging your possession may result in them finding us less than trustworthy, which may put us over the edges of this ship. So, I do think that it may be worth it for us to offer it up in good faith. I mean, you personally have no relation.
I kind of want to see what they're going to do with us first.
I think the only way that we can figure that out is if we give it up willingly, because if we give it up unwillingly, I don't know that we'll be around long enough to find out the
That's
answer
fair.
to
Yes.
that question.
This is very smart.
So, yeah, that's...
Plus, these guys saved us. So that's...
It's true. They didn't have to let us run across that chain.
They
Fair.
fed us and they housed us.
That's fair.
And they got Kaz out of our hair.
And just then, stop.
I wonder what he's going to find out.
I don't know that he's going to like the things that he finds out.
Are you gonna like them?
That doesn't matter much.
Hmm.
But I do think that he's going to struggle to come to terms with not only the limitations but the new ability that he has. So I think it's best for us to keep an eye on him.
Are you guys thinking we should stay on this ship, or we should try to negotiate off this ship?
Depends on... I mean, yes, I think I'd like to get off it.
Yeah, I
Depends on where it's going, when I'd like to get off it, but I'd like to get off it.
agreed.
Like, what if they can't drop us off, but maybe they can give us a little boat?
I don't really know how to boat.
Yes, I also have a lack of knowledge when it comes to these things. The only one of us that did have any sort of knowledge was Kaz, and I don't think he'll be allowed to go anywhere.
Hmm.
Do you know how to...
I mean, I've traveled in my life, but I mean, I couldn't make any promises about our safety or anything. We could get in a boat, we could paddle it, and
Yeah,
we
dying of starvation does sound like fun.
we
could be
get
enjoyable.
somewhere.
For now, I think we offer this up, see where it is that they are heading, and if we can safely be granted an exit when the time comes. I'm not sure what you two have in mind for your adventures, but I have individuals that need my help, and I would like to return to them to offer that aid as soon as I can.
Mm-hmm. I just need to stay away from the Imperial Navy, because I was technically drafted.
Yes. Staying away from them or dealing with them when we do come across them is a good idea.
At that point, footsteps can be heard approaching your cabin again.
Are they angry footprints?
No, they're big.
Oh, pigs.
We also would just like to quickly acknowledge the work that is happening in the suite next to our studio.
I thought that was the footsteps.
If you're
What
hearing that
terrible.
pounding, you're not going insane. It's really there. Anyways,
What a crying shame.
it's okay.
Outside the door, you hear another knock.
Come in.
The door opens and it's Biggs, standing at the threshold.
It was delicious. Thank you.
And he grabs the cart and wheels it out,
Hmm.
and then turns it.
We'll see you later.
We might need an
Big.
audience with your captain at some point.
He walks away and he reaches back and closes the door.
Oh, okay.
Hope he brings more food later.
Yeah. Well, thank you both for getting me out of that jail cell. And as I said earlier, I will do my best to keep you both safe if you would be so kind as to return the favor.
Hi.
You both seem more than capable.
Sure.
Yeah. Great.
What about Kaz?
I think we should wait to see what he says when he comes back.
Yeah.
Another small rap on the door, but this time you didn't hear footsteps.
I open the door.
And Wedge is standing in front of you.
Biggs told me you wanted to see the captain.
Yes.
And
Is that possible?
He says you're allowed to. He told me that he wanted to wait for you to ask. You're welcome to see him.
Thank you. Would you show us where
Of course. Follow me.
And he kind of slunks along in that lithe fashion that he does. He moves a little bit like a snake.
As he turns away, I hand the box back to Margaret.
Roll sleight of hand.
Oh, man.
Hey,
Do I also?
you thought.
That's a 10. So, could be worse.
See if you
It's
can make it up.
a tentative sleight of hand.
A tentative.
Dirty 20.
Nice.
Cool.
I fumble it, and you catch it. Sorry.
That's a good thing.
He leads you down the bunk hall. Down the bunk. You can see all the rooms lined up, and you can kind of peek in, and there's one really big room where a lot of hammocks are set up. He takes up the stairs that open up to the galley, and then the galley yet again is kind of a strewn about compilation and a makeshift space for people to sit down and eat as they're doing stuff. There's people playing games currently. They're gambling a little bit. There's someone playing a lyre over in the corner, filling the space with some song, and some guys are singing along to it, or some of the crew singing along to it. The cooks seem to have stopped cooking for the most part, but it seems that we're in the middle of a little bit of the early middle of the day, for them sailing, early middle of their work time.
Yeah.
Their shift.
There you go. Up the stairs you go. Up the grander stairs you go to the deck hall. Kaz can be seen in the front right corner from your perspective, sitting amongst some cargo. And to your right, and Wedge turns and points at the door as soon as you all hit the landing. There's plenty of crew though, slinging from rigs and ropes, singing along. The helmsman is a really big woman, and not big's big. She's
Built.
and she looks like she may be part Goliath of some sort, part Goliath, part human, and she's just built.
Nice.
Oh, goodness.
Throwing that helm. The rest of the crew, like I said, they're slinging rigs, they're pulling sails, they're singing along to it, moving cargo, typical shift work kind of stuff, keeping time. And Trina's like,
I love this.
way into this.
I love this ship.
Food, music. I haven't touched a mop.
This place is great.
The greatest ship experience she's ever been on.
Yeah.
No notes. 5 stars.
Yeah.
And he points at the door and goes,
Once the light comes on, you're welcome to it.
Light's not on yet.
no, it's still dimmed.
Hmm.
And then he's like,
You're welcome to anywhere. Just don't barge in.
Thank you.
Great.
and he kind of slithers or slunks and slithers his way back down the stairs.
Do you maybe want to go and see
Retrieve
how Kaz
the
is
boy.
doing? Yeah.
Okay, I'll go over. Hey,
Oh, already. Okay, sorry.
how are you doing?
Yeah,
How are you doing? Yeah.
I not great. Not great.
Okay,
Not doing great. What about you?
I'm fine, I guess is the right word. Do you want to be left alone, or do you want to come back and hang out, as it were?
Like hang out back at the. Like
We're
in the
going to
room?
go talk to the captain.
Yeah, I was just talking to him, so I think I'm good.
Oh, well, what did he tell you?
Wait, you came over too?
I just did. I was watching the show and I
Sure.
wandered over to listen.
It would be incredibly hard to notice Trinda roll up on you.
That is a good point, actually. I do jump. I'm like, whoa. Hi again. I mean, he told me a lot of stuff. Yeah, he told me a lot of stuff. The big thing that's still on my mind, that like isn't just about me. He talked about some like tower that we're taking this key to, and he talked about like a sacrifice. He said it would like bring down the empire, but like I'm still trying to wrap my whole head around that. His words were, "We're all gonna die." Like the crew is headed towards death. Was how I heard it.
Definitely
and, like,
want to get off this boat.
Yeah, I don't know what I want or what I can want now, so that's cool. Yeah, but like, yeah, he says something about Dante's Cross. There's this tower at the top. You're gonna bring the key there. I don't know, the key that we were looking for on the other boat, I guess. I don't even know.
So we're gonna die?
Sorry, that was a lot of words. Yeah, I mean, maybe. I don't know. He said I have a choice, I guess, which is hilarious because I don't have a choice in anything anymore, apparently.
Is it like a battle death? Like we're gonna die in a fight?
He mentioned a sacrifice to the undead when we're there. So I guess if you're not undead, you're good. I don't know. He said this crew is going to die. Obviously, the whole crew isn't undead, so I'm really confused. Sorry. The original question was, do I want to come with? Maybe not right now. Do let me know what you learn, I guess. Thanks for asking.
Thanks for the info. Now we can ask him if everybody who's alive is going to die too, or just undead.
Yeah, super weird. I don't know. Like I say, let me know what you hear.
I'll do a little pause. I'll do a little... And then walk back over to the...
There, champ.
there.
You win,
Pat.
son.
I don't know how Cass feels about that. I don't think he's bugged. He might be, but I don't think he is. So.
Okay. And you head back to the group.
Yeah.
On you and Trinda's way back to the group, you see the lantern light up from across the deck. It lights up to that crisp lavender.
So he says that the captain told him that the whole boat is going to die. Something about the key. I don't know if we want to change tactics at all.
Like I said, I don't know how much of a choice at the moment. Hopefully they're going to make port before they make it to this sacrificial place. Based from experience, those parties and groups that are planning on sacrifice being the means to unleash a greater power, motive is the thing to check. Trying to change their mind is not an option. However, seeking the motive is what matters most.
So when we go in there, that's your job. All right?
Do you think it's dangerous to take the black box in with us? Do you think he'll sense it somehow?
I think if he
If he
has
hasn't
the
sensed it
yes,
now.
if he has the ability to sense it, I have a feeling he already knows that we have it, and also we may be bearing more importance on it than is actually merited.
Are we ready to go talk to the captain then?
Ready as I'll ever be, I suppose.
He's not coming with.
He'd like to be alone for now.
All right. Let's go.
As the door creeps open without anyone touching it,
Oh.
into the now ground, slightly smoky, blue eyes, glowing blue eyes at his desk. The large Captain Duskthorn is awaiting your entrance. And with that, we'll close up another DawnSetter Guild adventure. If you've enjoyed the ride so far, check the links in our description underneath this. Let's go check out the Patreon. Learn how we built a monster, right? Check out the vampire episode. If you want to see more of us, that's where you'll find it in the links below. Set sail and good luck until next time.